There are many times where we forget the reason why we started a particular thing. For example, I started this series, the Cha EP Compilation Series, because as your musical plug, I wanted to introduce you to certain projects that I feel like majority of you might not pay attention to. But just like every human being, at some point, I lost focus and I forgot the reason why I started this series in the first place. But then again, my real G, Jerry Abbey, introduced me to one EP. And after listening to that EP, I was reminded why I started this series in the first place. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and members of the Cha Nation, allow me to reintroduce to you Cha EP Compilation Series. The Cha EP Compilation Series is where I get to plug you to good musical projects that I feel like you might not be paying attention to. My name is Hafeestonova, your musical plug and the creator of the Energy Force, and you are listening to Cha Music Review Podcast.
They say music is life, so I give them the Cha Music Review Podcast. Turned up the volume, gave them the time of their lives. They said they wanted new artists, I gave them the Cha Spotlight Series. They wanted deep music conversations, I plugged them into the Cha Let's Talk Music Series. They are crazy about the hit makers, so I hit them with the Cha Hit Makers Series. And for the albums I know they shouldn't miss, I blessed them with the Cha Album Review Series. I created the Cha EP Compilation Series, so they will have a taste of the best of EPs. They should tell their friends. You should let your family know. We should let everyone who cares about African music know. Hafeestonova is back in the game, and you can catch me every Saturday amplifying the African sounds by bringing the best of African music to your ears. I am your musical plug, the creator of the Energy Force, and this is the Cha Music Review Podcast.
The EP that I said Jerry Abbey plugged me to is this EP titled To Be Continued by Ice Prince. And just like many of you, I wouldn't have listened to this EP if Jerry did not say, yo, check out this EP. Now, for some reason, a lot of people don't see Ice Prince as that artist that has, earned his spot in the music industry. There's always this debate that, Ice Prince fell off, he's now a fast rising artist, blah, 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 blah. But with this EP, I can tell you that Ice Prince never fell off. So yes, maybe it took some time off, right? But Ice Prince did not fall off. And if you still, want to argue and say, oh yes, Ice Prince fell off, then this EP that was released on the 19th of February 2023, you can call it The Rise of Ice Prince. The 6-track EP is a brilliant blend of hip-hop mixed with some Afrobeat and Amapiano vibes. And the EP was produced by Chopsticks, SP, Blazebeat, and Runcheck. And it had just one feature, and that is M-Stroff. Now, in terms of rap flows, punchline, wordplays, Ice Prince really came through on this. It brought back that old Ice Prince of everybody loves Ice Prince. And in terms of production, every producer did a brilliant job on this EP, most especially Blazebeat on that track titled Disco. And shout out to M-Stroff for the hook of that track. That is one of my favorite tracks, on the EP. Although my favorite track has to be Bless, I'm not even going to lie, which is the first track of this EP. Very, very dope. I mean, I felt so emotional. Like, it felt as if I understood what Ice Prince was going through. And that is one thing about this EP. This is the most emotional and the most vulnerable Ice Prince has been on any record. Listen to this EP, you are not going to regret it. Now, there are times where I wonder if Lighter was still with YBNL. Maybe his career would have been on the same level as Fireboy, or probably not far from Fireboy. Now, I'm using Fireboy because, they got signed into YBNL almost at the same time. Yes, I knew Lighter got into YBNL before Fireboy, but, it was almost the same time frame that, they both got signed into it. But in terms of what they've achieved from their career so far, you cannot compare Fireboy and Lighter. Fireboy is way ahead of Lighter. In terms of their talent, one can argue about who is better or who is not better, but that is not why we are here. On the 10th of February 2023, Lighter dropped yet again another brilliant EP titled Stranger, which also happens to be the name of the first track on the EP. And there is no way you will listen to that song and not wonder why Lighter career has not gone beyond what it is, because it is clear that this boy is good, like very, very good. The talent is there. From the melody to the production down to the lyrics, it is a brilliant love song. A song I love so much that every time it comes on, I always put it on repeat like 2-3 times before I even move, to the next song. This EP contains 4 tracks. Every song on this EP are good songs. And if it is promoted properly, I can bet it with you that Lighter might just be having a very fantastic year. Personally, if you ask me, I feel like you should focus more on the song titled Koni Baje, which features Cha Vibe. I mean, given the fact that Cha Vibe is the artist of the moment, everything it touches seems to be turning to gold. So why not, if not, promote the song with Cha Vibe and see how far that will get you. But like I said, this is a brilliant EP and it's an EP that you should not sleep on. For a very long time, I have always thought that King Perry was a Ghanaian artist. Now imagine the shame that I felt when I actually discovered that he is a Nigerian artist. Apparently, I mistook him for the Ghanaian artist known as King Promise. How I made that mistake is something I cannot figure out. But before you come for me, before you start say, Hafeestonova, in my defense, King started both name, and P starts Perry and also P starts Promise. So maybe that's why I mistook them. I don't know. Anyway, that is not why we are here. The reason why we are here is to talk about this EP from King Perry titled Continental Playlist. And the song on that EP that caught my attention is the song titled Talking La, the remix which features techno, because that was a song I had and I said, you know what, I think King Perry might be good, let me keep listening to him. And I started listening, and that was when I discovered that he had an entire EP titled Continental Playlist, which was dropped on the 10th of February 2023. And I'm not going to lie to you, after listening to that EP, I was fucking impressed. Excuse my French, but I was impressed. Now, the 7-track EP is a blend of Afrobeat, dancehall, pop, and drill. And I'm guessing probably that was why he named it Continental, because this is actually a continental sound. Like I mentioned earlier, techno is one of the featured artists on the EP. The EP also features Victony, Wonder Batin, and Ray Sean. Now, talking about Ray Sean, the song in which he featured on, titled Flamingo, is one of my favorite songs on the EP, alongside Dengue, which features Wonder Batin. Wonder Batin literally finished King Perry on this song, no doubt. Now, with songs like On God, Tight Condition, which features Victony, and No Stress, King Perry showed me that is definitely one of those artists I should pay attention to, and that is why I also want you people to pay attention to King Perry. He is a very brilliant artist. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and members of the Cha Nation, I have come to the end of today's episode of the Cha EP Compilation Series on your award-winning podcast, Cha Music Review Podcast. Till I come away with another episode, my name is always going to be Hafeestonova, your musical plug, creator of the Energy Force. Remember, keep the energy, keep it 100, and keep it positive. Peace out.
Time for the Cha gang. Give me the Cha gang. Rocking with the best, Cha gang. Give me the Cha gang. Alaye with Cha gang. Give me the Cha gang. What's in my body, Cha gang. Give me the Cha gang. Cha gang. What's in my body?